Pat, what did you think of Nick Richards' impact?
Nick's our big guy, right? That guy? He's pretty good today. He's, Kenny's done a great job, and Tony, and, what we're trying to get them to do, they're trying to do. Was just happy for how he was reaching for balls and the stuff that he was doing. And I got on Wenyen got 10 points and 10 rebounds, 9 points, and I was kind of on him. But again, he had 4 turnovers. I mean, we're just, and let me say this about Fort Wayne. How well are they coached, and how do they play to their strength, which is drive the ball and shoot threes? They're a veteran team. They have a little bit inside, but the thing is, they took 37 three-point shots. And when you play a team that's willing to take 37 three-point shots, you got a chance of losing because they can make 20. Now you lost the game. I mean, and again, they missed some free throws, which is surprising because they're a really good free throw shooting team. And like I said, we got better. The zone looked good. The zone kind of stymied them a little bit, and it's nice that we can go to that thing if we need to. But we're still learning. Again, we had in 1 minute they scored 10 points. I think it was a 10-0 run. We've had that every game. We're up 30, and all of a sudden you turn around, we win by 19. So we still got some issues, and when I watch the tape, I'll figure out again, here's why it happened. I'm telling you, in most cases, either someone was not engaged defensively or someone got selfish. Instead of making an easy play, they tried to make the hardest play. Or they just missed free throws, like miss them all. And I'll say this about shooting and free throws. You don't have to make them all. You just can't miss them all. You can't go an over. Miss some. Hopefully you're making more than you're missing. But
were there any players tonight that you kind of felt like the light came on a little bit for them? Because your demeanor in the second half seemed to change and things were going a little better than they had in the previous game.
We still have some guys that they have habits that they've got to create new habits. You never, if a guy's been doing something 8 years, you're not going to break that habit. So you got to create new habits. So that thing is not there anymore, even though we're not trying to break it, leave it there, but we're going to do something different. That's what's hard with these young kids, hard. Kevin Knox, one-handed rebounds again, one-handed catches. Just got to keep running them. You're going to run. I mean, I don't know what this Vermont game, one-handed rebound, we almost lost. Kansas game, one-handed rebound. Those are things that it's not breaking that habit. It's creating a new habit that you're going to go after every ball with 2 hands. There was some good stuff. I'm anxious to watch the tape and happy for the guys. We found out yesterday that we have the youngest, most inexperienced team in the last 11 years since Ken Pong has kept track. What? Yeah. So there's 350 teams a year for the last 11 years, and we're the youngest ever. And that's only because he only did it from 2006 and 7. So it may be the youngest ever. And we're trying to win, and I'm trying to challenge these guys. I'm trying to take them. We're trying to create new habits. I am losing my mind thinking that we should be farther along than we are. But I'm proud of them. I'm happy, And again, I talked to them after the game, really said very little about the game, talked about Thanksgiving, and just said to the team, how many of you in this room understand how thankful you need to be? I hope you understand. I mean, how did you get this body you have? How'd you get it? You haven't done anything for this. It's been given to you. I told them this. I said, look, how many of you grew up where you didn't have much? I said, when I see someone homeless or I see someone that's struggling, I told them, I say, only by the grace of God, that's not me. where I came from and how I was brought. It could have been me. And so for all of us to be thankful and talk to these players about that, you know, we're going to the Salvation Army. We're going to serve food tomorrow. The Lundergan family has done it for 30 years, and Jerry's let us be a part of it, and I appreciate him. He's a good friend of mine. But I want them to feel it. When we do the Christmas stuff, where we bring in 12 families, and we pay 2 months' rent, do you know what those mothers do when the players give them the rent check for 2 months? They cry. They cry. I want my players to see that. Do you understand the impact by doing something little, by having an impact on somebody else? But the only way you can be grateful or be that way is be thankful and be grateful, because most of the stuff we have is not earned or deserved. It just happened that it's us and it's not him. And he had a break the wrong way. I had a break the right way. Only by the grace of God. That's not me. So I said this, and I'm not trying to get on a soapbox, even though I am. 2,600 homeless in our city. Are you kidding me? Lexington, Kentucky, one of the wealthiest cities. We have 2,600 homeless. I want my kids to know that. And then you have a chance to have an impact on stuff. How do you do it? What are you going to do? So, you know, this is a good time for a young team, because these kids, most of their life to this point, what have they thought about? Themselves. What did they dream about? Themselves. And now all of a sudden you're put in this position where you can have an impact. That's why I love the fact when I read about my guys in the league, in the NBA, not even those guys, even at John Hood, you know, you see guys that maybe aren't in the league, but you see what they're doing in communities and how they're being involved. I mean, this is the great thing about coaching here at Kentucky. And I've got to be grateful. I told them that. Can you imagine? There's no reason I should be the Kentucky coach. You had people try to stop me from getting this job. There is no reason I should be the Kentucky coach. And I am. And now all of a sudden we got 30, 40 kids in the NBA. We're having an impact on kids' lives and families. I shouldn't be the coach. Well, who did I come? Where? I was, as a player, I was small, but I was slow. I'm coaching in Kentucky. I mean, for me, you know, just being thankful about that. And I told them that. I'm able to put all of you on a stage where you have a chance to change the rest of your life and the dimension of your family and the direction of your family by being in this program. So I would tell you all, have a great day tomorrow. And I'm going to say this on the radio, and hopefully you guys will do this. If they're, you know, you're having Thanksgiving dinner, there's got to be someone in your community that you know is alone. Either bring them food, knock on the door, bring them, or have them come to your house and eat. There's got to be some woman or some mother or some that you know they're alone. And it's a great thing about this state. I've never been anywhere that people have bigger hearts and make it about community. They don't talk about a city, they talk about a county. And that's what it is. And I would suggest all of you, if you have a chance, bring somebody in your home. Make somebody else's day. Take them food. Do something neat.
Coach, back to the end of the first half, start of the second half. 15-0 run, they go 6 minutes without a basket. What changed there?
We just told them, you understand, they got 8 threes. So let's take away threes. And you got to stay in front of the ball. If you don't stay in front of the ball, you ready? I'm taking you out. Well, he takes me out every time I make a mistake. No. Every time you get beat for a layup, I'm taking you out. That's energy, that's effort, that's desire, that's fight. Has nothing to do with turnovers, missed shots, nothing. And all of a sudden, we stayed in front. We gave them tough threes. Now, it changed the game. First half, wow. Each pass, each drive, one more guy stopped. So when they got to the fourth drive or the fourth lane touch, 2 guys weren't playing on my team. They had already stopped. It was pass 3, you know. But that's what young teams do.
Cal, first of all, when's the last time an opposing player tried to throw a charge on you? And
I don't. So they asked me about it out there. The only thing I remember is one of their players, and I love this. He made a three in front of me and then turned and looked right at me, like, how about that? And I thought it was great. That don't bother me. I'm like, well, you don't do that to me. You know my legacy and who I am. You don't say stuff to me. That ain't me. I was like ready to hit him with 5. Like, I like that. Kid's got some swag about him. The kid that fell, I didn't know what happened. I just was kind of moved. And I don't even know. Somebody said, did you hit him? I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
typical dive.
Took a dive? Good for him. Good for him. Hey, it's going to get him on Sports Center. Kid's smart. Was I even close to him?
I'm not sure. I think you might have caught him a little bit.
Was I close to him? I wasn't? Was it a foot?
Your left hand might have got him with the right hand.
What, like, wasn't...
Your point.
Was I doing that one? Was it the Heisman? Was it the Heisman?
The more serious question, Cal, with Nick, you talked about the work that Kenny and those guys have been doing with him. What's been the biggest
Well,
focus?
you know what? Let me just tell you what's helped him as much as anything else. You know who he called? He called Bob Rotella. And they came and saw me, and he said, man, that guy's really good. He's got me in the right frame of mind right now. This is the game of basketball. If you think you're going to struggle, guess what? You're struggling. The only way, though, that you can build confidence is working harder than everybody in practice. And the second thing is, you can't have the weight of the world on you and play this game. You're going to play like I got nothing to lose. And that's all I've been talking about to these guys. Every team that plays us plays like they have nothing to lose. All right, well, let's us play that way. We're the youngest team maybe ever trying to do anything, trying to win games. Let's play like we have nothing to lose. And then they looked at me and said, well, Coach, you have to coach like you have nothing to lose. I said, we're not doing that. They said that to me, and they're right. The other thing is, if I have more fun coaching, they're going to have more fun playing. I have fun when guys are diving on the floor, taking charges, flying up and down, making extra passes, hustling. I know we're not going to make shots. We're going to turn it over. Some were freshmen, and we're going to miss. So if they want me to have a ball, play like that. But let me say this, it's really hard to play that way. It is, because you have to just go until you can't go. It's hard.
Last one, Jerry, so we get Fort Wayne up here. You good? All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving.
You too. We're at Fort Wayne.